Hello and welcome to my next Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. It's a game that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, so I hope that you like it as much as I will. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. This is Mia. She's your boss, and I'm sure I'm gonna pronounce her Maya sometimes. So sorry in advance. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you. And your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Meaning that it would probably be illegal to defend for him, but you know, whatever. Yes. Actually, I kinda owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death! Despair! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell him I'm guilty! Give me the death sentence! I ain't afraid to die! What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her! I can't! Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me! Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. By the way, it becomes a pun later, don't even worry. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, is usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. Wait, hold on, he said 23 years. How old am I? How old is he? You said you've known him since grade school. Get out of here. You've not known him for 23 years. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That I owe him one. Which is why I took the case. To clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
By the way, if you think that voice is unfitting, I got it from someone else, so ask him.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor. Hand shaking. Eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
That would be our good friend Larry. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No way! I forgot! I'm drawing a total blank here.
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name.
Oh, the victim! Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on.
Look, the defendant's name is listed in the court record. Just touch the court record button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often.
Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Let's hear your answer. Who is the victim in this case?
You can check the court record and you can see your evidence that you have for the case, as well as the profile of everyone involved. Obviously, the only person we haven't met is going to be the victim, Miss Cindy Stone. Apparently, Larry's dating a model. Very unlike him, I would say. Cinderblock, nice. The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was...
We can either check in the autopsy report, blood trauma, or we can just remember that scene we were just showed. She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck by a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was this statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Touch the court record button to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. That twitching smile.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together! Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Antony! Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyways?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by getting dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way.
The victim was a model, but she did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies.
Daddies? Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude.
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Yeah, it's not relevant. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. For the record, his name is Winston Payne. Winst in Pain. There are a lot of pun names. Dude, Nick! What do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, we're gonna get to the bottom of this!
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Yeah, just go ahead. I know, I'll send him a signal.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, I was there. I went.
Order! Well, Mr. Butts.
Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her.
Your Honor, the defendant is lying.
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sod to the stand.
Frank saw it?
Aha! Aha ha ha!
Mr. Sod, you sell newspapers. Is this correct?
Oh yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sod, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman. Not moving. No, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and I found a public telephone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sod used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yes! Yes, Your Honor?
You may begin your...
Wrong voice.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor. How did this guy pass the bar exam?
Alright, Wright, this is it. The real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What, he was lying?
Your client is innocent, Wright. Then that witness must have lied in his testimony.
Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Touch the court record button and point out the contradictions in the testimony.
Okay, so here we have our first cross-examination. For cross-examinations, you can either press the statement for further information, which could sometimes lead to more testimony to object to, or you could just find the right testimony to present evidence against. In this case, it's the fact that he said that he remembered the time being 1 o'clock, but here in the autopsy report we see that it was 4 to 5 p.m. when was when the victim died. So for the record, I just also want to point out that he says that he did not go inside, and then he says that he used the phone, but it wasn't working, so nice job on that one. Well, this one's an easy one to OBJECTION! Against. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, haha, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sword, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question.
Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?